There are 168 hours in a week. We go to church for 1 hour. What about the other 167?
Cue this podcast. We're here to bring the church to you the rest of the week. I'm David Vogel, the Director of Communication here at Central Community Church.
I'm Corey Brodel, the Director of Community. We've been to the 1 hour in church. Now welcome to the other 167.
We are here today with Mr. Jeff the Fulton, which is a nickname I just came up with.
The Fulton.
Wow. And that's a nickname I haven't gotten before.
Really?
So you original. Right
I
there.
win. And we're going to talk about, we've been sitting here for probably 15 minutes laughing because we're just having fun.
So we're just going to play that and just people
should have been
see how
rolling.
ridiculous we are.
See ya. All right. No, we're going to talk about kids ministry here
Okay.
at Central because there are big things happening and big things coming.
There are.
I'm really excited.
Yes, there are.
So tell us about the project that is being worked on, and it's been working on for months now.
Yeah.
And just tell us what's going on in kids ministry and the vision that's happening.
Yeah. Well, it was part of Pastor
don't
Bob's
break the desk.
vision. Yeah. Well, we try not to do those kind of things in kids ministry. Is the vision that he had just of knowing that the future of the church and building that church is really going to start with kids, right? And start that foundation. So we are looking at taking the activity center that we currently have that
Which
wasn't
is
really
the gym.
The gym, yes, that wasn't fully being utilized, and converting that to an elementary place that's going to be phenomenal. I mean, it's going to blow your mind. The pictures that are out there in the hallway don't even do it justice for what it's going to look like, because you can't capture lighting on a two-dimensional picture. So it's going to be great. So we're sparing no expense as far as just making it a wow for the kids. So the kids see it and they are happy and they're proud to say, this is my church. This is my church. I get to have fun in this place. And we're going to be still continuing to do a lot of the fun games and stuff that we're going to be doing that we always do every weekend. The same solid teaching that we're going to be doing for the kids so they can learn about Jesus and who he is and his love for them. So obviously those things are so important because we want them to bring their friends. We want them to bring those that they know that don't know Jesus, and just give us the opportunity to share Jesus' love with them in a very fun and engaging way. So that's the goal.
Yeah. So a few weeks ago, you asked me to come up and do a little bit for the teaching, and I made a fool of myself.
Oh,
and there
you
were
were
camera
awesome.
phones out. There were camera phones. But I was just thinking, you're so limited in the space we have now.
We are.
You've got kind of this little makeshift stage with not a great sound system, not great lighting, if any lighting. I can't remember. I mean, it's what you're doing is really cool. I'm thinking, I'm putting myself on the stage that I've seen in the pictures and like the setting and how much of an impact these stories, like the dramas and the music, are going to make in a space that's made for that for kids.
I know, not to go backwards, but my previous employer, the church I worked for up in Illinois, a bigger church, a lot of kids. This is going to blow away that stage.
Really?
And the opportunity and the technology that's going to be part of it. So you go back to the lighting. What we're going to be able to do with lighting dynamically and dramatically is going to be fantastic. It's going to be very engaging, and it's going to be thoughtful. I mean, which is even more important because it's not all about just flashing lights and stuff, but it's doing it in a way that we can create Bible stories to come alive. I mean, really, or just dramas or music, worship, just creating a fantastic environment for the kids to experience Jesus in a different way that we are. You're right. We are limited currently in our space. So this is going to change that.
So I have 3 kids in kids ministry
Yes,
with
you do.
you. I have 2 8-year-olds and a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
What are the names, Jeff? Go.
Lenny, Cole, and Carly.
You passed.
Good
Good
job.
job.
Bonus points.
Walk off.
Do not drop
Come
this
back.
mic. Do not drop this mic.
I have stuff to say.
Sorry.
But on our way home on Sunday, that you guys have already been talking about like who you're going to invite to church. You're already kind of planting those seeds for our kids. And it just warms my mom heart that my kids are in the back of the seat talking about who they're going to bring to church. Now, we did have to have conversations. They start talking about their friends that already have a church home. And we have to teach them, we want them to have their church home. They can keep their church home. Let's think of people who you talk to who don't have a church home, who don't know who Jesus are. Because, our kids are talking about that on the playground. Yeah. They are bringing up Jesus on the playground. And so, I love that my kids are already thinking about who's that person that they're going to bring.
It's happening. And just to give a story, this past weekend, and I'm going to give some props to Josh C. Can I say his name, Josh? Full name, Josh Coral.
We'll bleep it out if we have to.
Great job, right? That would look really great. He brought a friend, Keandre, this past weekend. And Keandre, great kid, first time I met him, and they'd been talking about getting baptized. And I just wanted to make sure, this was after they came to me and said, hey, we want to get baptized. How do we get baptized? And I just want to make sure, not knowing Keandre, I knew Josh. I knew his background, and I knew he followed Christ. I just want to make sure Keandre did. It was just a great opportunity to have that conversation and find out that, you know what? He wasn't quite sure. He said that prayer. He's not sure, so I was able to explain it. All that to be said, not only did I get a chance to pray that prayer with him, but it just shows how the kids are bringing their friends and wanting to. And that's what it's all about, right? It's bringing those that are not with Christ, far from Christ, or just have never heard of it before, or just never experienced it in the right way. And we want to give them that chance to experience it and let the Holy Spirit just take over. And my wife actually was subbing in that classroom before, and she had been observing him and actually saw that Keandre was he was wrestling in his head, like he was a little emotional for a fifth grader. So it was just great to see that. So, and it's fantastic to see how the kids are following through, at home, on their own. Maybe their parents are encouraging them as well to invite friends, but that's what we want, so that these kids get exposed to Jesus.
Yes, that is so cool.
And so it just looks different for the kids. It same mission as us, same mission, but they might get more excited with the lights, the drama, the slide.
I'm
right?
going to kids' church.
Did I hear there was a slide?
Well, I'll say we are looking to have a slide. Okay. Whether or not it's going to be part of phase one, because again, we want to be wise also with the money that God brings us. So, however, the big payday is going to be on the stage and what that's going to look like to bring those kids in. Yeah. So, very, very excited about that.
Okay, and something that kind of goes hand in hand. Yes, we're redoing the activity center, but we're also you are teaching kids about generosity.
Yep,
it's a big thing that we've just grown a heart for in this past year as we looked at this mission and vision for the kids. And for me, I just think it's always important for the kids to understand that, hey, you're 5, you're 6, you can make a difference still. You can. I wish somebody told me that years ago, or even gave me the opportunity. And that's what we're trying to do, is give them an opportunity to do just that through Mission Possible. Some of you...
Go ahead.
Mission Possible.
Are you going to start the theme song?
I was going to play it, but I don't think we can get licensing.
No,
we don't have a budget for licensing.
So, not the M, but the possible. So Mission Possible, because it is possible to make a difference in the world. These kids can do it. So what we're doing is they're earning points as they come to the church. If they attend a Sunday service, they get points. If they bring their Bible, they get points. If they memorize their memory verse, we have a monthly memory verse, and do the motions. We have motions with those.
Motions are very important.
They get big points for that. And goes back to full circle what we're talking about. If they bring a friend who's never been here, they get buku points, 2,500 points, just to let you know. And all of these points are going to be accumulated to up to a certain time frame. Right now, we're looking at May in having we're calling Mission Possible Marketplace, where the kids are going to be able to get all of those points and exchange them to purchase items for those in need, whether it's global, whether it's within the local community, or even when it's within a local church.
That's cool.
And it's all about them just making a difference, and they can do it.
I'll tell you, I'll go back to my kids because that's who I get to talk with every day about this. But for the first time, they actually did their memory verse this past week. So
it was a big one. It was a long one. I don't know if you struggled with it.
Well, I think one of them got it. The others.
Do you have it memorized?
No.
Oh, no. Jeff, do you have it memorized?
Colossians 3:12. Yes, I do.
Oh, good job.
Okay.
Okay.
We have to. That's it, right? I don't have to do it in
No,
front of anyone.
no, you don't.
Okay, you can cut that part out. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay.
But just seeing my kids just get excited about these things and then knowing that they're going to make a difference.
Yeah.
You know, we get to talk about the generosity part. They see mom and dad do it,
Yeah.
but now they get to do it themselves and see that they really can make a difference.
The other side of that, I want to make sure that we follow through with, because I think sometimes we can forget to do this, is I think it's important for the kids to not only just do it, but experience it. And what I mean by that is that they see the after effect. So it's working with these organizations that we are working with and seeing how can we share imagery, videos, commentary, whatever that says, hey, you know what, because you guys bought 5 chickens, this family here in Honduras is able, and it's, I mean, I know there's protection of images, but the more we can share and the kids see, oh, these are real people that I'm affecting with these choices I'm making, the more hopefully they understand the concept of missions and the fact that they are really making a difference. And it's all just uplifting God through all of this, through the church, and that's what's exciting.
Okay, so it's a point system.
Yes.
Okay, and then you mentioned in May there's going to be a marketplace. Is
Yes.
that what you called it? Okay,
It
can you
is.
give us some examples of what these kids are going to be spending their points on, or the points turn into dollars?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now then give us examples of what they can go and
He brought
purchase.
a spreadsheet.
Oh,
I did.
good.
I brought a spreadsheet.
Good.
That's right. So, because there's quite a bit. So, from a global perspective, there's everything from just being able to provide doses of medicine for families to books and lunch for a child. They can send packets of school supplies. They can send a bike for a kid, which is very important in some of these third world countries where that's how they, it saves them so much time if they bike as opposed to walk. I mean, it's a real thing. Shoes they could do. There's actually some camp scholarships that we're looking at as also an opportunity. We also have some bigger dollar ones where we've talked about it with our small group leaders to say, hey, if you guys actually got all your kids together and say, hey, we're going to put all our points together for this one big thing to help out, which could be something like seeds and tools to complete a school garden, camp bunk beds, mattresses. Now, there is one that I want to share because we're looking to do something this month as a special edition for Mission Possible, which is around the Wichita's Littlest Heroes.
Oh, cool.
They do what's called a hero bag, and they give it to kids that are that have everywhere from like going to the hospital to having issues that are constant, right? And actually,
Chronic issues.
Chronic issues. That's the
Yep.
You had shared that you have a daughter who has that as well. So, and it's basically just a bag of love, and it's got a stuffed animal in it. Well, a Build-A-Bear, which is a little bit more advanced than
That is
stuffed-
the
right.
highest quality of stuffed animal right there.
Exactly. They get a joy jar. They'll get either a blanket or a T-shirt. They get all these fun items, but it just makes them feel special, and it just makes a difference. And the fantastic thing is it's local. We're working with them this month in March. It is March
We're
now
March,
today.
yep.
Yeah, March 1st, where they're going to be able to. We're going to ask them to memorize their verse and all do the motions together by the end of the month. And if so, we're going to tally up a number of bags that we're going to give and try to work with Littlest Heroes to, again, show some of those faces, however we can, to show how the impact that they're making on these kids who have these chronic issues that just aren't fun.
Yeah.
I mean, no kid likes, have to stay in bed or can't do something because even though everybody else is doing, it's just not a fun thing. So we want to be able to put smiles on their faces and also let them know that not only is this, through God, but also through these kids who follow God and want to do, what God wants them to do. And hopefully it's going to make a difference.
That's cool.
I love it. And it's kids impacting kids.
Kids impacting kids. It's so cool. I know, right?
It
is awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. So with the giving, you said it's global. You'll have local. Mm-hmm. And is there one more?
So it's global, local community, and then local church. So within the local church, there's like things like Bibles, like our church that will give Bibles, to people who need a Bible. I mean, that's one item. We also have like invitation cards or even meals. We have our kitchen. They make so many meals a week for families that just need meals, and they could give $5. Or 500 points, and that would give one meal to a family. So that's how they can make an impact locally as well.
That's cool.
I really am just so excited because, again, my kids are part of it. And so just getting to see our kids be a part of all this work that God's doing through the church and be able to go out into the community, it just really is exciting stuff that's happening in kids ministry.
I think one of the fun parts is the actual time that they're going to spend shopping. So, because we're going to create, when I say marketplace, we're actually going to create a little marketplace for them. We're going to give them bags now, and we're going to give them little cards that look like credit cards. It's going to have like their points on them. Now, leaders are going to help out with like the adding, just to make sure that they understand
math is hard.
Math is hard. But they'll be able to kind of go around with a bag, and it's going to be like items like on like a rack, and they can choose an item that represents one of the things that they can, choose to give their points for.
Cool.
And at the end, they're going to come to a register, and they're going to actually tally up everything for the person behind the register. And it's just going to be a different and fun experience for them, but it's tangible.
Yeah, I was
right?
going to say it makes it tangible.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just hope it's going to be something that not only it makes a big impact in May, but it's something that we're just going to carry throughout the ministry.
That's really
grow.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, so we've kind of talked about a whole bunch of stuff with kids ministry.
Yeah.
For people who are in this church, how can they get involved? What are different ways they can plug in?
One of the ways is you guys may have heard, first of all, about volunteering first. I just want to promote that. We've got volunteers that have come through from a volunteering perspective. If you'd like to volunteer and even be part of kids ministry, but you want to check it out first, go volunteering. They have
third Sunday of every month.
Third Sunday of every month, that's right. And they'll stop by Kids Ministry, and you get a chance to see our wee ones downstairs as well as our elementary upstairs. That's one way. You can definitely reach out to myself or Elizabeth Russell. I keep hitting this.
Or glad it's not me.
You're the only one.
I'm just a baby.
We put these up so that you wouldn't smack us, Jeff.
Right, that's what it is. Safety glass. Myself, Deb Nelson or Elizabeth Russell, just reach out. You can contact the church directly to get our information if you need to, just to let us know that you're interested. I would start there, but as things are kind of shared, I mean, we plan on sharing with the congregation kind of like the results of this, right? So as things are coming out and getting exciting, so you guys can actually see what's not only happening and seeing how the church is investing in these kids and how the kids are investing in the community and so forth. But it may even show you guys just, hey, this sounds like a really fun thing to get involved with. How can I do it? Just reach out, because we may if you want to just be involved in Mission Possible, we can help out. We'll need leaders to walk the kids through the marketplace. We will need a registrant. We'll need all of those kind of things to be filled in. So yeah, just reach out and ask questions, and hopefully we'll have the answers for you.
Anything else you need to share about anything else with kids ministry? We don't want to cut you off too soon.
Other than just the fact that it's going to be exciting, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah.
The people that we're working with are just fantastic people. So that's just the other thing. We're not asking people that we don't know to build all of this stuff. These are people that are experienced and have done this before. So we're doing this very smartly. It's just a blessing. It's just a blessing to be working with knowledgeable people that had the same heart that we do, that come from that background of, hey, we know what it means to invest in kids, and we're going to make this the best place we can because we know it matters, because kids matter. And that's what we're hoping shows come whenever this is completed and you guys get to see it and experience and be wowed and be, you know what, I wish I was a kid.
Yes.
Because,
yeah,
I do.
You don't have to pay taxes for one thing.
Just one good thing.
All right. Well, thanks, Mr. Jeff. Thanks for all that you do here at Central and pouring into our children. We both have children, but thanks for pouring into everybody here at Central, and thanks for being on the podcast today.
Absolutely. Thanks for asking
Mr.
me.
Jeff.
Yes, sir. All right.
Thanks for listening to 167. Please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you're listening from.
And to keep up with everything at Central Community Church, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to watch us record this podcast live, find us on YouTube.
We think the 167 hours between church services are so important, and we hope you'll share this episode with your friends. Join us next week.